So like when it happened in the like academic setting, I was just like mind blown. I was just like, I did not know that this could happen here, and I thought that this was my safe space. When people like objectify your body like that, it makes you feel like your body doesn't belong to you. I have been sexually harassed on campus before by a classmate who was in two of my creative writing classes in my last semester of school. I sat next to her in both of my classes with her. She was friendly at first. After about 2 weeks, she made a joke about my breast being very distracting to her in class to one of my classmates, and then turned around and asked me if I heard what she said. And then she repeated it to me. I was horrified, but I didn't really know what to say, so I kind of just left the room. I was uncomfortable being around her after that, but I still went back to class the next week. And that was when she made another comment about me forgetting to button a button on my shirt, which to me was kind of her telling me that she was looking at me and I should know that she's looking at me. So after that, I felt basically uncomfortable being in class, and those are like two of my three classes that semester. So I basically just didn't go to class at all that semester because being around her made me anxious. And my attendance got really bad around recess week to the point where like my professors were asking me what was up, and I had to explain to them why I wasn't going to class. So one of my professors immediately offered to move me across the classroom so that I wouldn't have to sit next to her anymore. But my other professor was, I think, less sympathetic. He said that I had to go to class. I didn't have a choice but to go to class. And he told me that he was gonna escalate it. I wish I'd been able to corroborate what happened, because like in the end she really faced no consequences. Like they were just like, she says that she didn't say it and you can't prove that she said it, so we can't punish her for something that nobody can prove happened, you know. Even though it's like my word wasn't enough, like I would make something up about somebody that I barely knew for like no gain whatsoever. But like I feel like if I could have just figured out who it was that heard it, like maybe something would have been different, and like she wouldn't still be in school to do this to another person. But the thing is that this person who made those comments to me has been in trouble for it before. There was actually a Mothership article about an NTU student who was harassing one of her classmates through text about being able to see her bra and making really inappropriate comments. And I did some digging because I know the person who told that story in the first place publicly. So I checked with her to see if it was the same person, and she confirmed that it was. So from my knowledge, the person didn't face any consequences apart from maybe having to do like counseling for a while. I think what upset me the most about what happened was that I felt like I couldn't speak out because of the setting of where it happened. Like it was all in classrooms and surrounded by people that the harasser knew and that I didn't, like her friends. So I felt like it wasn't my place to speak up, that I would be kind of like judged, I guess, or shamed if I said anything. I would be like oversensitive. I'd be like that girl who makes a big deal out of everything, even though it was a big deal to me. Like, I put a lot of the blame on myself at first, which is why it was really hard for me to like process that it even was somebody else's fault that I felt uncomfortable. Cause like, it's not the first time that somebody has commented on my body in that way. And it's always made me feel like maybe it's the way I act or the way I talk, or like I'm too friendly to people, or it's the way I dress. Like, maybe it is my fault that I get this kind of attention and I get these kind of comments. So like when it happened in the, like academic setting, I was just like mind blown. I was just like, I did not know that this could happen here, and I thought that this was my safe space, like where I could just like learn and people would leave me alone. But clearly that's not the case. So I felt really like angry at myself as much as I felt angry at her for making me feel this way. Like I felt like when people like objectify your body like that, it makes you feel like your body doesn't belong to you. I think it's important not to blame yourself for the actions that your harassers take, because it's very easy to feel like you bring it on to yourself because of the person you are and the way you do things. But like the way people look at you isn't like within your control, and the things that people do to you aren't within your control. So it's important not to hold that against yourself.